Welcome back to another Jacob Restituto DJ Jino interview. I am pumped. First of all, shout out to DJ Jino for setting this up essentially just by mentioning me in I think one of your live streams. And dude, I was live while you were live, and so many people like he came into my live was like DJ Jino just said he wants to do another part two interview. I was like, okay, let's set it up, man. So I sent you that message on Twitter again, and here we are.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here. I got to tell you, you are probably one of the hardest working YouTubers I've ever met. You are the hardest working YouTuber I've ever met. Yeah.
That is a major compliment. Thank you. Thank you very much, man.
Are you Italian? Are you
I
Italian?
am 50% Italian, yeah.
No, that's cool. You know, if someone just randomly watched us right now, they would think you're Gino and I'm Jacob. Right?
That's
right?
funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. Oh man, that's good. Yeah, man. But it's I appreciate that. And you know what though? Like to anybody watching this that wants to start a career, I think the hard work pays off. I was just talking to somebody yesterday and I'd love to know your thoughts on this. And this guy he works on my guitars, but he owns this small little shop near my area that I live in. But he happens to be like one of the premier guitar guys in the world. Like he trained under this guy. There's like this tier of trainers that they had. So like apprentices, and the main guy was I believe D'Angelico Guitars, and then there was another guy, I don't remember the name off the top of my head, and then there's Joe Giselli. And these three guys, you know, like top guy, apprentice, and then apprentice. And like the two guys above him, their guitars are in the Met, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City.
Goodness.
Like,
wow.
And then he the Met has called him like 4 times, like to be like, hey, you know, like, can we put your guitars in the museum? Like, wow. But he's just like one of these guys, like, yeah, I'll get to it kind of thing. And like, he just loves making guitars, and he just happens to be in my area. So like, it's not like I'm like getting like special treatment. He just literally like 3 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah.
But the point of the story is that I was talking, like he's like hung out with the Rolling Stones, like he was making guitars for them and like all these crazy things. So I was saying to him, I was like, what do you think makes a difference between, because he was saying how he was talking about one of his favorite bands called Rants. I don't even remember the name of the band, but this one of the names of the band. And then he was saying how these two bands grew up with each other, one band, and then the other band was Led Zeppelin. And they were friends growing together, just growing up together. And then one band obviously became Led Zeppelin, and then one band just was kind of this no-name band. I'm like, why do you think that is? What, in your professional opinion, I was like, why do you think one turns into the biggest band in the world, and then one just they were friends? And he said
it's all marketing.
It's marketing, and a lot of it he said was perseverance too. You know, I think that sometimes people they give up too early, kind of thing, or based on circumstances out of their control, they give up too early. You know, and it's
right.
But yeah, I agree. I'd love to hear your perspective on that. You know.
No, I mean, there's, you know, I didn't know this was your full-time job, and you're actually making money off of this. To me, that's so impressive, because I've essentially made, you know, less than $1,000. I get like $30 a month maybe, but people who are able to do this for a living, that's very, very impressive to me. That's like living the dream, you know. So
you know,
I respect you for that.
Thank you. And it's funny because it's all perspective, man. It's because sometimes you get. I appreciate when people like call me out on that, because like sometimes I lose perspective of how much of a blessing it is. You know what I mean? Because
you're a YouTuber.
I know, and it blows my mind. It literally blows my mind. It's relatively new. I'm on my 4th month. I started full time in April, but it's like been this slow process. I dropped out of college 7 years ago, you know, to do it, and then it was like literally nothing. Like there were times, dude. This is the craziest story. Like there was the year that I dropped out of college, I made like $9,000 total the entire year. Like granted I was still living at home, so like I didn't have many bills to pay, but like I didn't have money to go out with friends, but I wanted to hang out with friends. So like I literally went to a restaurant once, they all ordered food, and I brought a Tupperware from my dinner last night.
Now you're a famous YouTuber. See, the difference between you and me is you are actually a YouTuber. I'm a guy who just comes on YouTube, you know, once in a while. There's a big difference. The mindset is different too, I think. Like, you are so professional.
Thank you. I appreciate that compliment. The funny thing about you, though, is I look up to you. I'm like, man, how does he get 500 people every time he goes live, or 1,000 people in his live streams?
Because I don't give a crap. You know, for me,
Mm-hmm.
my mindset is if I get canceled, so be it. So I can say
Mm-hmm.
whatever I want. I'm not tied to like the popularity or I don't have to suck up to viewers to get
Mm-hmm.
more views because I don't really care. You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not there. I'm not getting any monetary benefit out of this. I just do it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason I can never become a famous YouTuber is I've had so many thumbs down on my videos. So many people hate me. YouTube will never show me to the public. Like I'm like this like bad little kid in the corner that like just stay there. I mean, I don't even show up on the search engines. You know?
Really? It's so
Yeah.
funny, man. It's amazing though. People like you have this massive cult following. Like people love your because you're so authentic, and I think that's why people love it. Like you're not afraid to be hated, and I love that. I appreciate that because I think I have a little bit of that fear.
No, because I've been through it, so I know. I think for you, you're still relatively new to the
Sure.
K-pop, fandom and how they behave.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know the rules of the game. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen if you say this. I know, and I'm not dead. I'm alive, so I'm
Exactly.
okay.
You take enough
You know?
hits, you realize, oh, it actually, I'll be fine, kind of thing.
Whereas you don't know what can happen to you, or because this is a career for you, you can't take it lightly anymore, So it's a different mindset, I think.
It is really interesting, man, and it's so funny to like. People don't realize it's a career still, like so like they're like, oh my gosh, you work so hard. I'm like, yeah, but I go to my job like 9 to 5. I think we were talking
Right.
about this before because we were on a couple minutes before, and it's like,
Yeah.
like just like somebody would go to an accounting firm, or like I go to, but I mean I spend I guess a couple more hours, maybe 10 or 12 hours a day, but I love it. I
Yeah,
love
it's
what I
more
do.
fun.
It
more fun.
is. Absolutely. So how have you been, man? It's been I think 4 months since we last chatted.
Good. My internet is a
4
lot
months.
better.
Yes,
My
you.
internet's a lot better.
So your $30 a month from YouTube has now gone straight to your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man.
So where are you now in your K-pop journey or education?
Yes. So I've learned a lot about just things in general. I've been enjoying the process of just learn. I gotta say, man, and one of the things I think we talked about in our last video, and even I've been thinking about a lot is just the talent that some of these artists have. You were complimenting me on my work ethic, and I think that it's really underlooked, but really I'm starting to realize the work ethic that goes in the whole K-pop genre. It's just treated differently than I think a lot of American or a Western style.
Yes.
The music industry is totally different.
Yes.
You know
yes,
what I mean?
of
Like
course.
they treat it more like it's like a what I'm learning, it seems, is like it's just a totally different dynamic. And maybe you can actually just go into it for the people that aren't familiar with how the differences between the behind the scenes of the Western and K-pop Eastern style music industries.
Yeah. Okay. That's a very, very good question. I grew up watching how Korean artists were. They are amazingly hard workers. Like, like if you after you release an album, you barely sleep. You 3-4 hours is max you can sleep. You don't have divas in K-pop. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
here, you'll see like, I'm Lady Gaga. I'm Drake. I can do what the hell I want. I'll be at the concert 3 hours late. That you cannot do that in Korea because Korean singers have people that they look up to or report to. Like they are at the mercy of producers. I'm talking about television producers. The producers themselves that actually produce the album have a monetary investment in them. They're their boss, direct boss. The fans are cutthroat. You can't have divas, so they work hard. Their mindset is different. It's live or die. Whereas in the U.S., if you made it, I'm Ed Sheeran. Come on, I can do what I want.
I think about what's funny is I think about that all the time because I think of what I do on the daily basis, and I'm like, what is like Ed Sheeran or Niall Horan or any of these guys do? Like you hear about them for like a month because they release an album, and then they kind of just disappear. It's like, what are they doing? And now some of them are working. Like Ed Sheeran writes songs for literally everybody,
Oh,
including
he's a hard
BTS.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
like, but it's funny because I'm like, where do they go? They go literally underground, and it's so fascinating.
Some are like gone for like 10 years. Like, what are you doing?
That's true. Like Adele,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
literally
yeah,
goes away.
yeah. But that's also the difference in the market size. Adele,
Mm,
she released a super mega hit album a couple years ago, and she doesn't have to work her whole
yeah.
life essentially, you know.
Hmm.
Whereas Korea is a little bit more different because it's financed by the companies themselves, and there's so many stakeholders. Um,
That's fascinating.
yeah, so even now, the BTS is now, you know, they're public. You know, to what extent I don't know, but all these K-pop Buddy?
Oh, I know that all too well with my dog Bullet. So you are totally fine, man. You are totally fine.
There's so many stakeholders that have a hand in the activities of Buddy? In in music, so they can't mess around. This is it's a job. Boom, boom, boom.
When you say stakeholders, do you mean like actual public traded companies kind of thing, or just like there's
Yes.
shareholder? It's a publicly traded on the stock market.
Oh
Where like
yeah,
there's
we're talking
really,
billion dollar market valuations.
or just private investors.
No, no, you can actually buy stock of Hive, which is the parent company
Are
of.
you serious? That is so fascinating.
There's like 4 companies I think that's public right now as we speak.
Imagine becoming the first publicly traded musician, different than Hybe.
No, no. Hive was actually, if you think about it, because when they went public, it was essentially one group, BTS. So they
Yeah.
were a publicly traded group.
How crazy is that? That is so fascinating. Because technically, like, so Jacob Restituto has Jacob Restituto Music Inc. Like, I have an S corp. Like, it's a private company.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, imagine like one day getting big enough to where you turn that, like, you IPO and you could buy stock in Jacob Restituto.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that would be.
I own you.
Yeah, you own one. You own 65 shares out of the however many shares. Like, that would be so fascinating, man. And you trade the stock. You could buy options on this. That would be so fascinating. And you're right. I guess if BTS Hive was BTS at the time, essentially, like, you know, pretty much the main group, and technically they were a publicly traded group. That is so fascinating, man. And I wonder how much it would affect the art as a creative. You know, like having these shareholders that you have to make money for. You know what I mean?
That's an excellent question. So when it's very recent when they went public, the IPO for BTS's parent
Oh, so
company.
after they had some serious success?
No, it's like, remember a couple months back when we had that interview? They went public right around then.
Oh, okay. So they were already pretty huge then, BTS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I questioned whether things would change, but I guess the way they structured their group, they're not exposed to the board or outside influence for their music. Now they're a much bigger company now. They have a lot of acts, Korean and international.
Yeah.
Those groups are exposed. Those groups need to make as much as money as they can, whereas BTS doesn't have that pressure because it's structured where they're like protected.
Yeah. So it's fascinating because it's similar to some degree how the the Western style record label works, essentially, where it's like if you join a record label, they technically now own you and you have to perform. And essentially, people don't realize that a record label, a record deal, the advances are typically just loans. If they give you $100,000 advance, that means that they're believing that you will make at least $100,000 and more. And if you don't, you typically owe them the remainder of that. So if your album flops, you make $30,000, you're in debt to that record label for $70,000. It's kind of scary. And it's a similar concept, but like, part of the thing I think the reason I bring that up is because I think about that all the time with myself. It's like finding the balance between making money and being creative. And it's like me doing these reactions on my channel, they make some pretty good money. I mean, I was telling you, before, like, I mentioned one video, and the single video alone had made $300.
Yeah.
So like that's the money maker for me. But then I also want to be creative, and I want to do my own stuff and make my own music and
Right.
and test things out. And it's this weird, like, well, if I start focusing too much on that, then I stop making money. And it'd be
Right.
I could see how that would, if
It's a
I
trade-off.
brought Jacob Restituto public, you know what I mean? Like, it would be an interesting trade-off in the sense of, like, having to bring in money for the investors, you know, and have a good,
Exactly.
it's so fascinating.
So there are some companies that are publicly traded that are, if you see them, they're essentially just trying to maximize profits rather than bring something authentic or interesting to Korean music. But then there are, companies that want to make authentic music as well. So there's a broad spectrum.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Like, just the money makers, the typical pop
Yeah.
hits, bubblegum pop. Yeah, exactly.
Factories.
Yes, exactly. That's funny. Another thing I'm curious to talk about. Hey, you ever hear about that book? It's like Diaries of a Tiger Mom or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, what was it exactly called? Something along the lines of that, right?
It's something Tiger Mom.
Confessions of a Tiger Mom or something like that.
Scary moms that want to get you to become a doctor.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a required reading in my high school in one of my classes, and I read it, and it was a story of the part. I don't remember what part of Asian culture she was, but of training her daughter how to play the violin and making her this excellent violinist. And hold on, my bad. My camera's been acting weird.
Oh, this happens to you too. Oh my god, I feel so much better.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like a new thing that's all of a sudden. I think, you know why? I think it's because it's summer, and because it's hot down here in my studio. So I need to lower the temperature of my studio somehow.
I feel so much better that this happened.
There you go.
You know what happened to me like an hour or two ago? I was on live. And then my laptop charger just crapped out.
Really?
I was live and the laptop turned off actually. So
really, it's so fun. All these little technical details that you don't realize you have to deal with until. Yeah, exactly. So I hope it doesn't happen again, but for your sake, maybe I hope it does. So you can feel better about it. Yeah, I honestly think that it's a temperature thing down here because it had never really happened in the winter, and I would go live for like hours, and then now all of a sudden, because now it's like 100 degrees outside, it's probably like 75 degrees down here, and I don't have AC down here, so.
Well, at least you have an excuse. Sometimes I forget to charge.
It just dies.
Yeah, I'm just sorry guys. Next time.
It's funny. You got it. It's like $13. You should get like the those like chargers that you plug into your wall, and it looks like a battery. It looks like a battery just like this, except it has a cable that runs out of it and it runs straight into the wall. That's what I have.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it's called, but I'll look into it. I'll send you the link for it. But going back to the Tiger Mom before my this thing decided to get too hot. I was just talking about the cultural difference in the sense of like, like that's the style of cultural, intensity, I would say, maybe, and it's like the ambition, and you could see that almost to some degree in the whole BTS scene, or not. I'm sorry, the K-pop scene, being translated. The instilled hard work. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to maybe something slightly different in American culture. Because I see musicians. Oh, dude, this is my biggest pet peeve as a musician. Like, you see how hard I work, like, I see musicians that are like, oh yeah, I woke up at noon today. I had cereal and played video games until 3 p.m. I smoked some weed. Like, I might record a song later today, and then like, okay, I spent 30 minutes in the studio, back to playing, drinking with my friend. I'm like, no, bro, I am sticking regimented, like. And finally it's starting to pay off, but I sounded crazy when I was, doing it for 7 years and 6 years and literally nothing happened, but
no, I just, if you imagine, like, I can imagine you saying to your friends, I'm going to become a famous YouTuber. And then your friends like rolling their eyes like, okay.
Oh, dude, you have no clue. So YouTube was not even in the scene for me. That's the funny part. Like, I mean, it's still the goal is, to be playing these huge shows with my own music and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so that's always been the goal. And then YouTube kind of just came along and it's like, hey, I'm going to help you get there kind of thing. But when I first started, dude, when I first started making these YouTube videos, people, and I talk about this all the time, and I want to say it to everybody watching: if you want to start a channel, don't tell your friends. And that was the beautiful part about me having YouTube, a YouTube channel, because I would do all these, stuff on Instagram or whatever the case is, and like I'd be thinking about what my wife's coworkers thought of me because they follow me on Instagram. When I started on YouTube, nobody really knew, and I actually hated when this is interesting. I totally got sidetracked with this comment by Peerless Recordings, but this, I gotta check into this. Change your settings from auto power. I gotta screenshot that for later for the overheating camera thing. Do you see that comment? Change your settings from auto power up. I gotta check that out.
I had no idea.
So what was I talking about? Oh, so it was beautiful. Like when my friends didn't see my YouTube stuff, but now I'll get a screenshot from one of my friends, be like, "Hey, I watched a new video." I'm like, "No, don't watch, because I don't want you to know what I'm doing. Like, stop, get off my YouTube."
I get so conscious of that.
Thank you, me too, man. That's funny because like some of my friends, they're like, or some of the YouTube friends that I have very different stories. Where like, there's these other musicians and other reactors that I like talk to and stuff, and they like, oh, like, no, my friends are so supportive. I'm like, man, my friends made fun of me from the day I started. And now now their mentality shifted because they're like, oh, wow, it's actually like
working.
Now they're coming to me like, hey, can I get some advice on it?
But going back to the work ethic, everyone works hard in Korea. It's just not, it's not even just, not just the entertainment business. Everyone works hard in Korea. There's no slacking off, because it's a country that had nothing. We don't have resources. We only have this. So everyone studies hard, works hard, plays hard, and that's kind of the mentality in Korea. And when I was growing up, and I used to go to the TV stations a lot, I used to get so tired after coming back from the TV station. Essentially, I just followed my parents around doing nothing. I just look around and just follow them. But I was so dead tired, and I realized that their tiredness, everybody in the TV station, their tiredness rubbed off on me, and I could feel it. I could feel it, and it's no joke, that the work ethic. And what really, I have to make one very important point. When I criticize a song, a lot of times fans will come and say, "You know how much so-and-so worked on this song? You have no right to criticize this song," because, and I just roll my eyes internally because I'm thinking to myself, there's nobody that doesn't work hard in the industry. The results are what matter, not how much effort is put into a song. There's no participation points for anything in life. But these kids are just so... I bet you have some of these comments. But,
I want to read you one when you're done. I got one today, and can't wait to read it to you.
I don't care that he was up all night till 5 a.m. recording this. That means nothing to me. And people are so invested in their favorite singers or idols that, real world logic doesn't apply. Like...
That is so fascinating. I agree with that. It's very interesting where it's like, you can't like, so, but that's not just BTS and K-pop. I found that in a lot of fandoms where it's like, if you start to say, oh, this wasn't live, first of all, like, they become the professional, which is funny because like, it's not like I've had 10 years. Like, I just find it funny. I'm not trying to be a jerk or like, maybe they are professionals, but it is funny how like you said, the logic goes out the window, and it's like, no, I can flat out see that like, they're like, you still hear the singing, but the microphone's over here. And like, there's no way that this microphone's being picked up, so it was definitely pre-recorded kind of thing, Now with that, and they're like, no, it was definitely live. They would never do that. I'm like, there's no physical way that this was live. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I see the drummer hitting the snare drum, and there's no snare coming out. So like, something's not, linking up. So, it's funny, but yeah, it is very interesting.
Yeah, and I don't care. I don't even care about the music video. I don't watch the video. I just listen, and if I like it, I like it, and if I don't,
it's all subjective too.
It is.
Which is the funny part, because like, I don't know, but let me read you this comment. I couldn't. It was so funny, and I typically don't really respond to trolls. If anything, I'll be like, I'll try to be nice back, because then what's funny is so often like they don't even realize that they're being rude, because sometimes it's cultural differences, because they might be in like some other country and they don't realize the way they're saying
being rude.
They're being rude. All right, whatever. But the case is, this was so funny. It said, why do the nobodies always cut off the somebodies with the talent just so that they can regurgitate some kind of mindless dribble like it's something important? And I was like, it was just made me laugh, because I was like, and so I had a comment. I was like, it's kind of ironic that you're watching this nobody comment on that somebody and with the regurgitate. It's like makes no, like, why are you watching it then, man? Like,
because they wanted to hear really good stuff,
Oh, it is so funny, man. It's so funny. It's so interesting, but
people are just too conditioned to hear compliments about their favorites on YouTube because everyone's so fake. When I
I like how you kind of mumbled that out.
When I first watched like first time reactions between K-pop, they're like, like I thought, oh my god, I guess K-pop is like crazy amazing. Like, no, it's just acting, and these are the ones that have like millions of views, like monetizing and just making just by making money by acting and being fake, which really bothers me.
Yeah. So oh shoot, I had a question for you. I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, I totally forgot what it was. All right, let's continue with what you were saying. But it is interesting how so often like my question was, do you typically watch reaction videos or not?
I don't watch anything on YouTube anymore because my YouTube ruined YouTube as a whole for me, because I focus on like the production of the video, and just I can't watch the content, like once you're behind the scenes, it's just ruins it.
Interesting. You see like, yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, I think about that all the time. I mean, you see my setup. Like, I care about that stuff a lot. And then I'll go watch a video. Like, I don't typically watch reactions in general. Like, I just stumbled across them being like, oh, wow, I could do this kind of thing. And that's how I started doing them. But I never really watched them, or, if anything, sometimes I'll watch, like, I like the breakdown videos that GQ does, though. Have you ever seen those? Like, professional sniper reacts to 12 movie sniper scenes or something like that. Like, just those are so cool, man. But something came on my screen today, and I was like, sometimes I'll watch them just to see what they're doing differently and how I could potentially improve. And like, this guy had like, whatever, like several 100,000 views on this video, and like, so I click it, and I was like, just to see why like his has 500,000, mine has 10,000, and like the guy's up in his like bedroom with some like janky studio, like the zoom's like not, it's like not fun. I'm like, what's going on, man? How does this have 500,000 views and mine has whatever? It's like, it's just funny how some of the things you think matters don't matter.
I'm the same way too. Production is much more fun than anything else. This is essentially the reason why I just started. I just wanted to test how YouTube works, and then I'm here now. And even now, sometimes I go live and I go, is this real life? Am I actually on YouTube, like speaking to thousands of people?
Which is so cool, man. I appreciate the fact that like it's like I said, it's inspiring to see how many people just join your live streams. I love it, man. It's
I love them.
Hashtag goals. What?
They have such good energy.
100%. You can stay there all day. It's something like when you get a good live going, it's hard to actually leave. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's fascinating.
It's just I'm too honest, and I have this problem ever since I was young. Like, if someone asks me a question, I'm gonna answer it in the honest way, even though it hurts them. And even on YouTube, I'm just too honest, and they can see the honesty, and they've been with me so long. Like, I'm not a YouTuber. They know everything about me. I share too much. They always say TMI, but they know everything about me. And once you see somebody that long, there's an affection, and it goes both ways.
Completely agree with that. Because I'm sure that there are some people on your channel that you recognize from the beginning, and they're still there, and they're still joining every live stream, and it means the world. The fact that they'll spend as much time as they do with you, it's it literally means the world. It's crazy.
Yes.
Like, I just put up a community post on YouTube, just essentially just saying like pretty much that. It's like I can't believe how much people like care, and it's such a huge honor, and I'm so grateful for it. You know what I mean? Like some of the things that people do, like will send you, like I have a PO box and they'll send me just the sweetest cards, or a birthday card, or a toy for my dog, and it's just like I can't believe that you care that much. It's so, not in a bad way, but it's so nice. You know what I mean? Like it's such an honor, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm sure you feel a very similar way.
Oh yeah, I almost quit this YouTube thing multiple times, but a dear friend of mine said, "You're creating something, for the world, which is, a really positive thing too."
Yes.
And when I thought about that, even if this doesn't really mean too much in the broad sense of the world, but I am bringing something positive and I'm giving it to them.
100%.
And I think that's good. I think
Well,
that's neat.
and we have no idea that the results of it later. Like somebody joined my live stream recently and was saying like, "Hey, I just had to join here because and this was a regular subscriber that I see pretty frequently. It's like, I saw that you were live and I had to hop on because my grandma just died 4 hours ago, and I knew that coming here would make me feel better."
God.
And it's like,
No.
first of all, it adds a little bit of pressure as a YouTuber.
Definitely.
But it's like, like just that, like, oh my gosh, man, like we like you said, we are creating something here, and
Yes.
at least our personalities and the stuff that we're talking about, like we bring positivity as opposed to some other people's content out there too. I had this whole like internal dilemma. Did you ever watch on Netflix the series or the show about like social media, The Social Dilemma?
No.
Oh, so it was this really interesting. It was like the big talk of like maybe like I don't know, 6 months ago, like December time frame, and it was like this whole. They did this really interesting documentary how social media affects your brain and how social network, like social media, is designed to create an addictive relationship with you and a toxic relationship. And it essentially it's just talked about how social media is a drug, and like it's just like any drug, it draws you in and it takes you deeper and deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole. So I was watching it, and I was like, shoot, after I finished it, like, if social media is a drug and every post is like a little drip of a drug, does that make me a drug dealer? It's like, am I just creating, because that's my goal. I want everybody that watches my video to come back for the next video, to come back for the next video, to come back for the, it's like, and I had this whole internal conflict. I'm like, am I just feeding their addiction? And I didn't know what to do. And I came to the realization, or at least, what I told myself is like, they're gonna go to it regardless, go to content regardless. So I want to put content out there that is wholesome and enjoyable and makes them feel better after the fact. So it's either they're gonna go somewhere, so I'd rather them come to me with some good content. That's why I joined the music industry. It's like they're gonna listen to music, so I want them to listen to music that's clean and positive and builds them up rather than degrades people. That's literally why I joined the music industry.
I take that role very seriously. There's a lot of people that look up to me and send me messages. That's one of my biggest motivations, like if I could give them some advice on life, there's nothing more important than that.
Which is what? Then what?
No, I mean just giving them positive advice on life, because I talk about music mostly, but I go on tangents and talk about stuff about life or tips here and there, and we go deep sometimes, and people seem to like understand where I'm coming from and take it and use it in their life, and that's amazing for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and we never know the realm of influence that we'll have. Like some, for all we know, there could be this next super famous star that started because we inspired them, and we have no clue, man. No clue. It's so fascinating. So you last live stream you mentioned that your dad was a famous musician. Did you ever reveal who that was, or is it still a secret?
No, not yet. But I promise before I leave YouTube, they will know.
Okay. A really good time to announce it is on a Jacob Restituto live stream too.
Oh, maybe.
Part three. Jino announces his dad.
I mean, I would have done it earlier, but especially in the beginning parts of my YouTube career. I worried for all the nasty messages like death threats and that, and I kind of worried about the safety of my family if I revealed it.
I hear that.
And a lot of it has died down because a lot of those people who don't like me have thumbs down me or blocked me in some manner. So they're not around anymore. So it's a little bit more. I'm more safe now. I'm with my people who like me, and you know, the longer you're on YouTube, the more it gets filtered out. So your audience is
That's
just
really interesting. Yeah, I could see that because the algorithm's smart. So if you keep disliking a video, you know, YouTube's gonna stop showing you that video. So you kind of start.
No, I mean, like the people who don't like you are gonna unsubscribe. So it's an automatic filter, anyways. You know.
That's actually really fascinating.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, actually. That's something really kind of encouraging to think about when you first. But I guess the problem is if you have this massive viral video where it starts showing to all these new random people, then you kind of flooded with all these people that now don't know who you really are, and you don't
I could never become like you because so many people have thumbs down me. YouTube will never show me to the public. Like I'm just far away over there.
Who knows, man? Well, you know what? The people that do know, they do love you. So it is cool.
I also wonder because sometimes my chat is just too busy. Like if I got a lot more bigger, like that would kind of ruin the experience.
I hear that. You could also you can moderate that by like turning slow mode and stuff.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but I have joined your thing, and I'm like, oh, well, my comment that I just commented is now all the way. You can't even see. You like look away to look at your dog for like 10 seconds. It's like, poof, my comment's gone. You know what I mean? It's so funny, man. So when you go live, what's that alternate streamer that you use? I see that you have obviously the YouTube chat, and then you have a second one.
Oh, that is just that's Kakao Talk, which is like the WhatsApp of Korea, and we have some chat rooms, just like people have Discord chat rooms. Yeah, so that's what
cool.
It is.
Very cool. Okay, very cool.
Jacob, I got a question for you now.
Let's go. What do you got, man? You raised your voice though, so it sounds like you're gonna start ribbing.
Can you tell the BTS members apart?
Okay, so to be honest, like in Jino fashion, 99% of the time, yes. I'm still so people get offended because I don't always learn every group's names, but I do a lot of groups on my channel. I do, a lot of different, whether it be Pentatonics to SB19 to BTS to NCT, all the different NCTs. Yeah. So it's hard to keep up just in general. I am slowly learning the majority of them. Okay. But the problem that I have is I can typically tell based on I can typically tell off their hair. But then every single video, they have a different hair color. Like RM changes his hair color literally every video. So I'm like, okay, that's what RM looks like. And then his hair color is completely different next video. I'm like, wait, I thought he had yellow hair. Now he so.
Right.
That's the and then the other problem I have is that they recommend videos that are from like now, from 4 years ago, and like they look very different because they've aged.
Oh yeah, of course,
so it's like telling that. So to be honest, I can do a decent job, but not totally. From now though, I can probably name most of them.
All right, let's do it.
Oh no, gosh, you're gonna bye everybody. See you later. Thanks so much for watching this video. All right, okay, let's see. So there's 7. So I'll put 7 fingers up. We have let's see. We have RM. Okay. We have V.
Yeah.
We have Jungkook.
Okay.
We have Jimin. Okay. We have come on, hold on. We have I'm starting to sweat. Now it's getting see the pressure's going on and the viewership is going up. Okay, so we have okay. It's RM, Jungkook, Jimin, V. Okay. Suga. So I have 2 more.
You're good now. You know why? Because the scary fans, the fans of the scary solo fans, you've named them. So
okay.
You won't die, okay?
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
Right. J Hope. So they're putting in J Hope and Jin too.
Yes.
I forgot. There it is. That was from the chat though. Okay, but I got five.
As long as you name Jungkook, V, and Jimin, you get to live. All right.
Really? So those are the ones that have like the really diehard solo fans.
Don't ever forget them.
Why? Why do you think that is? Why do you think them over like?
Because they're violent people.
No. Why do you think that those three have more devout fans than some of the other four?
I don't know, but no one told me this when I started YouTube, and I learned the hard way.
Well, let me take out my notepad over here. So tell me your YouTube tips.
Write it on your hand, all right? Write it on your hand.
On my teleprompter that I have, just have the names come across. Oh my gosh. The chat is blowing up. It's funny, man. Cancel Jino for testing this poor man.
All right, so let's update your favorite song by them. What is it now?
I don't know if it's changed though, to be honest. I mean, I love the synth of Make It Right. That it's like one of the best synthesizers I've ever heard. Like it's just such a clean. I sing and love it. I love the melody, man. It's so good. And it's just like as a producer, somebody makes my music, like it's so good. And something that I also find interesting is going through their catalog. I appreciate how they have so much music out there. Like it's like a different way of being an artist, and I'd almost compare them to the Beatles in the sense of like in 7 years the Beatles released like 12 albums and it's like 150 or 200 songs, and like it's very, very different than a typical musician, where the typical musician will release 12 songs every 24 months. You know what I mean? And like I hate that method. That's not how I function. So to find another artist, a group that has had tremendous success with something that I'm trying to do, which is release, as much music. I've been in the music industry for 7 years and I have over 100 songs out there. So it's like, but nobody does that. So I'm like, am I just being stupid? But when I see them, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. You know what I mean? Like they're doing it, So what is your favorite though so far?
Me, I've listened to every song, basically, except for a series of songs called Cypher Medley, which is a running joke on my channel. But
do you refuse? I've heard those, so that's funny. So I'm curious why you haven't listened to those.
Honestly, I'm afraid I won't like it, and they like it so much. I'm afraid because I'm gonna tell them if I don't like it, and I don't want to break their hearts. But Black Swan for me remains the ultimate song. I think when I last spoke with you, this was before Butter was released, right? So what are your thoughts on Butter, the song?
I like it. I think it's cool. I think if I had to choose, okay, let's play a game. We'll choose between Butter and Permission to Dance. I like Butter because I like the instrumental that they have in this section. That guitar. I don't. It's a synth. It's a synth, but I played it on the guitar when I did the reaction. I don't remember how off the top of my head, but I did like that. I appreciate in general their ability to leave instrumental sections. Like it. They're not afraid to like just have some instrumental. Permission to Dance is cool. It's definitely oh my gosh. Hold on.
Allow it to cool.
The conversation's getting too heated. It's too heated. So you tell me yours while I fix this over here.
No, I have a question. How would you grade Permission to Dance, and be very honest, or you'll get canceled?
All right. Too hot of an interview. So what do you mean? How would I grade it? 0 to 100?
Yeah, you're great on that song.
Oh man, well it's all subjective. In my preference, I'll grade it two different ways. I'll grade it in my preference, and then I'll grade it production wise, like how well it's actually produced. In my preference, I'd probably give it a 75. it's well done, but it's just not totally my style. Like,
Okay.
especially with the production, like vocally and stuff, I didn't really love it. You know, I could see why they would have done that though. One thing I brought up in the conversation or in the video is that I think that they had way too much autotune on the vocals, and they were way too processed. But I could see why, because literally when you watch a music video or watch the live versions, literally every line is a new singer, and as a listener, that can get really distracting, I think, and a little overwhelming. So I could see why they'd want to make them kind of all similar for the radio hit. Yeah. But now for in production wise and like industry wise, as like if I take my subjective opinion out of it, I'd probably give it like an 84.
Oh, you're very honest.
Yeah.
Okay. I give it a 70. Both 70 grades.
Both 70. Okay.
Yeah, I am not down with that song. It's just too elementary.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's too simple. It's too family oriented, and there's nothing really exciting about the song, other than the fact that you can appreciate the message behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very interesting. I think the auto-tune was way overdone on that song. I'll just leave it at that.
One thing that I struggle
with... Although when I get drunk, I'm okay with the song.
So what's that rating? What's that rating for Jino?
85. Yeah.
It's funny how well they know you, man, because before you even comment something like Jino likes PTD if he's drunk, like that comment just comes through before you even know it.
Because I had this habit. I had this habit of when I get plastered, like I'll press live. I'm drunk, and then I regret it the next morning.
So instead of the booty calls, he goes live streams. Drunk text.
Literally, it's up for 12 hours and then it's deleted. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? And it's now a habit. It's a habit. I can't stop it. Once it becomes a habit, it's gonna stick with me for my whole YouTube career. I just can't
no. That is so funny.
To stay high,
so just like people that drunk text, you should keep your phone at home when you go out drinking. That is really funny. That's very funny.
I've been like hammered, like in the pool. Like we don't know what we're doing. Like I dropped the phone in the pool too the other day.
Oh my gosh.
Not good. Not good.
Well, people, I guess people appreciate that authenticity, right?
Yeah, that's real.
that's real. That's real Jino. Oh man, that's funny. To some degree, it's funny that we're like not yet celebrity wise. We're like you ever go on YouTube and you see like how some people just record celebrities live streams and will post them later. You know what I mean? Like oh, watch Billie Eilish's IGTV live stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, good thing we don't have that problem where people are recording your live streams. Hopefully, I didn't give them an idea, but
I'm thankful I have a smaller audience because I got problems.
Well, you know what's funny though, man? It audience size really doesn't matter. Like, it's really fascinating because, when you start comparing audience size, like. There are YouTubers out there that have 700,000 subscribers.
When you compare sizes?
Yes. Size doesn't matter, Jino. Size doesn't matter. When like they have these 700,000 subscribers and then they post a video and they get 1,000 views on it, and it's like that's like the scariest. Like if we talk like career scares, like that's the scariest thing ever for me. To grow a channel and get like 10 views on a video and you have 1 million followers, like, nah, that's horrifying. And it's all pride, but my pride hurt. It only hurts my pride, but still, you know what I mean?
Your pride is connected to your size, huh?
I hope no comment. No comment.
For me, I'm different because for me, I do this because I want to have fun.
Yeah.
And at the moment, if I'm doing a live and I'm having fun, I'm good. Like, Yeah, it's like a little party for me.
I hear you.
It's
So
self gratification.
I like how when you start your live streams, you hold on, I'm just adjusting. You kind of move, so I'm just adjusting your screenshot. There we go. You good? You good? I already adjusted it, so don't move back.
Okay.
I like how you start your live. Like the fun part about the fascinating part and fun part is sometimes you don't even speak for 15 minutes, and like you're just vibing to the music, and there's 500 people or 1,000 people or 3,000 people just vibing.
Yeah.
You listen to music. It's like I don't know, man. That's just fascinating to me. Like I'm like over here. Like I said, let me take my notepad out again and be like,
Dude,
you know,
I've gone and taken a dump during a live.
no way, no way.
And I chat from the toilet.
Oh my gosh, live, like as in like video showing or just live chat?
No. Like, so I'll just go to the bathroom and they'll be watching my couch.
Oh, they're watching the room. That's
chatting
hysterical, man. I love that, man.
No, for me, in the beginning, I play a couple songs that I like, during the week that I find. And that is the actual ultimate reason I don't get monetized because of those songs. But listening to those songs makes the experience so much better. I don't care about monetization. I'd rather the money go to those artists and we just, listen to some good music during the live.
Yeah. You could hypothetically trim that section out of the live stream after the fact if you wanted to.
Too much.
Gino's like, I got a day job. I don't need this.
too much work.
Exactly. That's funny, man. Have you ever said what your day job is?
Yeah.
What is it?
So I'm in Kuwait right now. Okay.
Okay.
And I am the local agent for Korean companies that want to do business here. So
interesting.
If a Korean company wants to open up shop, I'm like their office without actually having to come here for an office, and I get them the sales or the projects, or it kind of varies. Like every business model is different, but I've done, I brought a Korean chicken franchise here.
Oh wow!
I've done bullets. I've done skincare. I'm doing a
You've done
hair.
K-pop.
This is a
You
hobby.
bring it. You bring what?
This is a hobby.
Well, you still brought it. You still brought it there.
Did I?
Who knows? I think so. I mean,
No,
you're in
no,
Kuwait
no, no,
and you're going live.
No, anything music related is a hobby.
That's cool, man. I mean, you had mentioned that you were a DJ for so long too. So
Yeah.
When do we get? This is the question. See, this is the burning question that everybody needs to know. When do we get a live stream where DJ Jino breaks out his turntables and he's scratching the beats?
I have a friend here in the building, and she has turntables, but she's physically not here. She's in the UK, and when she returns, I will definitely hook that up.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna include some samples from some BTS songs. So I'll
there you go.
Stick it into some of the remixes.
You should. This is up and coming artist that you should check out. You should check out some of the samples from their music. His name is Jacob Restituto.
Oh, oh, that guy. Yeah.
That guy. It's funny. I also noticed you were live before we went live here, and I noticed that you became a little more professional. You buttoned up your shirt a little more.
No, that's for here. Like
exactly. That's what I'm saying. On your live, it was like hanging low. And now you're like, we're talking to Jacob Restituto. We got to look professional.
I don't wear pants at home, Like here, I'm wearing pants just for this live stream.
In case you accidentally stand up. Oh, man, that's funny. Well, I appreciate you wearing pants. Not that I would have any idea. I mean, I wear pants too, so we're both wearing pants today.
It's a running joke on my channel that I'm not wearing pants.
Well, that's the funny thing is like every single one of my video, like I'm right in this scene right here. So like for all we know, like I could be wearing sweatpants for all people know. You know what I mean? So
sweatpants is they'd be thankful.
Well, I'm making it PG. We have a PG channel over here, Jino.
You mean free balling?
Yeah. So
You know what I like about this interview?
What's that?
I don't have to be responsible for anything.
I know, man. That's what.
If I do something like so messed up, like, I'm out. I'm just out. You know.
I know.
You're
My channel gets the
yeah,
ding.
you're the adult. Yeah. Any cancellations, just refer to that guy.
Oh, that's so funny. It's true, man. That's the funny part about having some interviews. It's like some people start going on these interesting tangents. Like, thank God, like we haven't done that. But like, I'm just sitting here, like,
Yeah, you're tense.
Uh-huh.
You're tense. I'm like, I'm free.
I'm like waiting for Jino to say something and be like, well, okay, see you guys later. Oh man, that's too funny, man.
I'm digging this. I really am.
So I'm glad, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate us hanging out, man. It's fun.
You're a good sport, man. You are.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's fun to hang out. Like, I was just thinking about this morning. It's like, I'm grateful for a lot of the people that I've met in doing these. It's fun, man. Like, it's lonely too, man. People don't realize this. Like, when you become a YouTuber or even when you work at home, man, like a musician, like even before I was going on YouTube, like I'm alone all the time. If I didn't have my wife, I literally wouldn't see people. You know what I mean? And like, thank God for her. And like, of course, I try to go out and see friends and stuff. But
let me give you some advice.
Thanks for being my friend, Jino.
Let me give you some advice.
Let me hear it.
I literally do nothing preparing. Like the playlist that I'm going to react to, I don't know. Like until I start the YouTube live. The thumbnails, titling, timestamps, I do nothing. Because I have such a group of like angels helping me out. You know, like if I had to do all that stuff, I probably couldn't do it. You know, like I just want to enjoy and just be myself to the max. And, you know, some people who are able to help me or who are knowledgeable help me on that aspect. So if you could get a good team that believes in you and work well with you, that could help you a lot.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how people are willing to help, and just whether it be, you know, their time or their resources or whatever, they like just want to give. It's like they're so invested in seeing you succeed that they're willing to help out. It's actually really cool, you know.
Yeah.
It's
I think you know, some people like to participate, you know, like be a part of something. And I do like that collaboration aspect of YouTube, where you know, I don't want to be just the only central figure. I want to be this. For me, it's all about interacting and doing something together, and that's just an extension of that philosophy, I think.
That is really fascinating. That's actually really interesting, and it almost goes back to what
it's also it's also free labor.
Free labor. But it's actually it's really interesting because it almost goes back to that whole concept we were talking about in the beginning with the publicly traded company, where it's like, you know, they have a stake. You have a stake in Jino's channel. You have a stake in Jacob's channel because, you know, when people see something that they did on the channel, that, you know, they edited this section of the channel, or they created this thumbnail, or whatever the case is, they have pride. Like, I did that. That's interesting. Like, exactly. I own part of this. Like, you know, if that video got 100,000 views, well, like, I'm part of the reason. You know, that's really interesting. I gotta think about that.
Special shout out to Ice, Shang, Cherry, Daisy, the Discord group. There's just so many people.
That's
Kelly,
amazing.
I love you all.
That's amazing.
And I'm gonna get so much heat for not saying.
Oh, it's all right. You already gave me the heat for forgetting.
Everybody.
You know what? I wasn't able to name all 7 BTS, so you deserve the heat. You deserve the heat.
So for the record,
I'm muting you right now. I'm muting right now.
Jin solo stands. Where you at?
Oh, that's funny. So how do you typically? Oh, what is the the bot situation on your channel? Let's talk about that. Can you? So how does that work for you? Because people are like, we're bots, we're angels. What's the whole?
Oh, okay. So I think a couple of times I just went on YouTube and like, because I'm amazed. Like I have like a couple thousand people here to see me, and they're happy, excited. And I just think it's so surreal, you know. I'm like, so one time I say, "Are you guys really humans? You know, like, are you guys here? Are you not bots? Just, you know, here for my entertainment?" And it just became a running joke in my channel. So now
almost in disbelief that like there's people actually there watching your stuff, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually really funny. So, what advice could you give then to somebody that would love to increase his live stream viewership?
I mean, you're so professional. You're doing it so well, you know.
Oh, thank you.
You're so different from me. I don't do anything well. I mess
Oh,
up
that's not true. Stop that. No self-degradation on this channel.
Like even today, like my mic was muted when I started. Like I don't pre-schedule. Like I just press play live and then they come. You know, like you're so professional. Like we're on different realms. You know, I can't possibly give you advice on what to do. But from I think maybe in a humanistic standpoint, I could like just be yourself and authentic, and don't be scared to say something. Like there will always be haters. You can say something controversial or funny and controversial, which I like to do. I like to like check the boundaries of what I can get away with. You know, test the limits. And I've always been someone like that. So I do say some outlandish things, and I think most people just are good sports about it. So don't be too, I guess, be a little bit more confident in what you can do, and just be aggressive in your opinions and your thoughts, and people will see that. That's
interesting. Because you're right, and if you look at some of these bigger channels on YouTube, whatever the case is, even politics or anything, like it's the people that have very like strong opinions that do well, not these like in the middle kind of everybody's a winner kind of thing, you know?
Right.
That is interesting.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty fascinating.
That's the only advice I can give to you, other than cool your camera from time to time.
Yeah, for real, man. What's going on? I mean, not gonna lie, my armpits are a little sweaty too. It's a little hot down here, so.
I've had no hiccups this interview, and my internet's good.
I know, man. You're making me look bad. Like you got the professional shirt on. Yo, we gotta get you a Team Tudo shirt.
Oh my God, send one over, bro.
100%. After we get off, send me your address or a PO box wherever you.
You have a medium? Like a small
medium. Yes, like... I am currently a small medium.
It's medium is small medium. It's medium.
Well, I have a small
a muscle
or a
muscle
medium. Yes, these are fitted. These are fitted. Oh, a small. Yes. I have a fitted medium, a female.
Okay.
Medium.
Fitted is good.
Yeah. I mean, this is a medium, so I could send you a small.
Yeah, I'll do that. So, I like that color too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll send it over. And then we got Jino repping the...
Is that your merch?
This is the merch.
Oh my God.
Should I plug it in? Should I... What? Oh my gosh. Jino! You're breaking my camera, bro.
It's your medium shirt, bro.
It's this medium shirt. It's the temperature, man. It's too hot outside. I need AC in my basement. How do I figure that out? Hold on a sec. In the meantime, I could plug the merch. The funny part is everybody can still hear me too. They just can't see me.
No. Don't worry. These people are used to this kind of thing.
Yeah, they're here for you anyway, so. That's not true. We got some Team Tudo in here.
Team Tudo.
Shout out to Team Tudo. So yeah, let me plug that merch real quick. I'll put it in the there, where is it? Does Jino have merch?
No.
Why not?
Jino doesn't even say subscribe, thumbs up, follow, or whatever.
I love it. It's so good. What's this called? Oh shoot, what's it called? All right, regardless. So what is next? So what's on your list of things that you've been enjoying? Music wise. Yeah, music wise.
Music wise, we just did a live stream right before I came here. I think BB is good. BB, BIBI.
Okay.
Check that one out. What else did I like?
Dude, much. I saw some. I heard a remix of Justin Bieber's Peaches. Dude, that thing hit hard, man.
Yeah, that part with Usher in it.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, in the middle.
Really?
Yeah. He was Justin Bieber's mentor when you
Yeah. Yes.
And then you had Snoop Dogg with like a that rap was terrible that he put in there.
Oh, I think that's the one I heard.
But Usher was in the middle.
We just pinned the Jacob Restituto Team Tudo merch.
Where?
In the chat.
You can do that?
Mm-hmm.
I still know nothing about YouTube.
There we go. So I finally figured it out. There we go. Like I found the merch. Just I had to go through and delete a lot of my merch because I just had too much of it.
What do you mean delete your merch? You can't delete merch is products.
Yeah, but so I use Teespring is the best for merch creation because you can literally just design it and then you don't have to order any of it. Like it's all made to order. So like when I want to test out a shirt, I literally make one of them. So I just made a new line of merch that says "More Than Music" right here. And so it's like that's my phrase that I have like on all my vlogs and stuff. It'll be like "More than music." I whisper it. And so I just made a new one, but I wanted to make sure like before like people buy them like how they actually look. So I bought just one, and they just make just one of them. It's great. It's fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, I recommend them, Teespring. And then the beautiful part is like they're a little more expensive because you don't order bulk. You're not ordering 1,000 t-shirts. You're just ordering one. But they mail them right to the people. So like whenever somebody orders them, they mail it straight to them. Now like I'll buy like a bunch of them for times like this when I want to send you one. So like I have a bunch of these at my house, so I could just mail you one kind of thing. But
look at you, YouTuber, pro. YouTuber.
it's almost like my full-time job or something like that, right?
Jacob, have you listened to a song called Decalcomania?
I don't think so.
All right, why don't we play this because this song is not monetized.
Okay, I was gonna say DJ Jino's gonna get me monetized on my video.
No. You gotta eat.
I gotta eat.
Yeah. So it's not monetized. Just look it up on YouTube. We will listen and react together.
We got to figure out how we can both hear it, though.
I don't need to hear it, bro. I memorized it.
You memorized, so you'll know exactly where I am. I think I know how to do it, though. So tell me how to spell it.
Decal, like decal.
Okay.
Comania.
BTS Jungkook. Is it Jungkook? How?
Yep.
Oh, here you are.
Korean pronunciation is don't watch my reaction.
DJ Jino reacts to DJ reaction to K-pop. BTS Jungkook Decal Mania. Yeah, 59,000. Let's watch it.
Watch the original, bro.
Wait. The 1 minute and 29-second version?
Yep.
But why is your reaction 23 minutes?
I talk too much. For real.
All right, hold on. Ready? So.
Good question. I've done an hour reaction for one
Oh
song.
my gosh. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to play it through my speakers. So if you speak, it's actually you're gonna come through my speakers too. So just as a heads up. But I'm gonna film this. So I'm gonna post it later on my channel.
Wait.
Oh, you gotta look good. Okay, hold on. Let me add the lyrics. So hold on, give me 2 seconds so I can figure out how to add the lyrics. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Let's try this. So I could add the screen. Here we go. There we go. Okay, DJ Jino, we are looking so professional right now. Oh, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I can't do that. Forget that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's set this up. Remove that bad boy. Oh shoot, I removed the wrong one.
Just a reminder, Jungkook is part of the scary solo stand line.
Oh, thank you for telling me that right before we start. I appreciate you, Gino.
And you're in front of the most honest reactors, so
Okay, here we go. Hold on, ready? I'll set it up. Okay, so we should be able to hear it through these speakers now. Let's see. Yeah, can you hear that? Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on. We're gonna rewind it. We're gonna start off. Ready? Oh, we're already recording. There we go. I don't even have to. So we're at 1 hour and 9 minutes. So I just know where to cut it out. Okay. Ready? We'll cue it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob Restituto, and I have DJ Jino here. We are mid-interview, and he recommended I check out this song. He is peer pressuring me into checking it out. So I figured, you know what? Why I can't disappoint DJ Jino, so we are here. Thank you for being here. We are checking out this new track. Oh, not a new track. It's 2 years old. Called Decomania, I believe it's pronounced. So we're getting some live reaction. Me and DJ Jino together. Here we go.
When I see you smile in the screen, you're good at everything. You're just perfect. First night I've never been you.
So it kind of sounds like it has some sort of. Can you hear it, Gino?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like it has some sort of like phasing going on in the vocal. It almost sounds like it could be a voice memo, right?
No, I think the organ does the synthesizer in the back.
Interesting. Okay, let me start it over.
It might be the quality of the recording.
See you smile in the screen, you're good at everything. You're just perfect. First night
Almost getting some Zayn vibes. You know Zayn from from
Definitely.
One Direction. It's kind of this R&B kind of just whispery style vocals.
you're just perfect.
What's this smirk for? You got this smirk going on, like I'm like in for something that you don't like.
No,
unexpected. Okay.
I like.
Okay.
First night I've never been you. Do you even see me? Do you know who I am? Or how do I look now? You don't like me at that.
So what's interesting also is the fact that there's like you can still hear his accent a bit, but like I feel like when they perform I talk about this all the time on my channel, Butter versus Permission to Dance. Like when they perform Butter live, you lose a lot of their accent. And in Permission to Dance, you hear a lot of their accent, which is just fascinating. Just in the two different songs, and a lot of people say that there's a lot more words in Permission to Dance and just like But I just find that very interesting. He kind of loses it here, and the only reason I comment on that is because sometimes sometimes it's hard to understand. Sometimes, to be completely honest,
I think it's just loose, like because the song itself is kind of like that, the tone. So I think that's why his accent is very loose.
I also appreciate the fact of like, as a producer, it is hard to keep a simple production on something. To release a song where it's literally just, like organ, maybe a little synthesizer and vocals. Like, it's so hard to not want to be like, let me add some killer drums to this, or let me add some ripping guitar, or anything. It's like, to keep just like that simple is like, you got to be really confident as an artist to be like, no, this song's good the way it is. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's hard.
And the thing is, I hate it when the first verse is good, and then the second verse they add so much, like the beat comes in and it just
unnecessary.
kills the purity of the song.
That's actually really interesting. But that is something that I struggle with as an artist myself. I have a hard time leaving something when it should be just a piano ballad, but you also have to have confidence in your voice too.
This song is not a finished product. This is a demo.
I love it, man. That's the beauty of music in general, and that's part of the reason why I release so much music, is because everything is so subjective. Like this is a 1 minute and 18-second demo, and look, here we are. I was laughing at you that your reaction to the 1 minute song was 23 minutes, and now we're already 5 minutes into the video.
That's what happens.
But like that's the beauty of it. It's like there's a 1 minute and 18-second demo that has 9 million views on YouTube. Like, and this is not even the official version. It's a lyric video. You know what I mean? It's like because people love it, and that's you never know when you're sitting on a hit. And that's something I find. So what you might not like, what you think is a demo, people think is the best song ever, and what you might love, people might hate. It's just the beauty of music.
Yeah.
Let's go keep going on it.
Come and tell me so much beautiful. I'm gonna disappear. Please.
See if we can figure out the guitar chords really quick.
No.
I think we're in the key of C. All right, hold on. I'm gonna mute this because it's a little confusing. So I'll just be able to hear it really quick, and so will the stream, but you won't be able to hear it.
I'm gonna laugh. His reaction is longer than 23 minutes. So. It's going to be.
There's a lot of air in the sound. It almost sounds like I'm getting still like the live sound, even though I'm not. I think it's in the key of C. It's like something like that, right? It's kind of sounds
nice. You have a good ear.
You have a very good ear. It's years and years of it. It's funny how life works out, and because before I get sidetracked, the chords sound like it's A minor, G, F, then F, G, A minor, which would be 6, 5, 1, 4, 4, 5, 6. It's funny how life works out, man, because there was a time period where I had to I was auditioning to be in a wedding band, and the guy that was like auditioning me, essentially, like he's a good friend of mine, one of the best guitarists I know, was like, I recommend you try to learn these songs by ear because it'll make you that much better of a musician, and you'll actually learn them rather than just trying to memorize them off of chord charts.
Right. Yeah.
And I did that,
and it makes you a better songwriter as well.
Yes. And I did that, and I what's it called? And that, and I didn't get into the band, which is funny, but it taught me, which is a blessing in disguise, because it taught me so much how to like really hear music, and it just made me a better musician. Okay, so let's keep let's go on, keep going. I appreciate it. Thank you. Dude, the riffs are crazy. Yeah. The head voice on.
Yeah.
This is killer, man. Dude, that's killer. And that
like it?
I like it a lot. Should we do a Jacob Restituto cover of that? Like maybe I'll cover that later.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, that would be great.
Then we could get a Jino reaction to Jacob Restituto's cover, and I expect it to be 23 minutes long, Jino.
Yeah, we'll do that. But it'll be very honest.
Oh gosh, maybe I don't want to do that.
I specialize in vocals, in vocal analysis.
Oh gosh, yeah, forget that then. Probably one of the things I'm most insecure about, so forget that.
So this is a demo that Jungkook released, I think, about a year or two ago. But it was never released, fully released. But it was recently revealed that he deleted this song off of his computer and
on accident, this demo. On purpose.
On purpose. But he's like, well, I can, make the song again. I'm like, no, still, you don't delete, significant projects like that.
Yeah, for real. So I have a funny story about that, and his seems like, obviously you said it was intentional. I accidentally deleted my entire first album after I released it. So like all the stem files are gone.
No.
Like just completely. And it was funny because I was trying to transfer files from my computer onto a hard drive, and I thought that I was just deleting like a short. Are you a Mac user?
Yeah.
So you know how you can create a shortcut to a folder in your Finder?
Yeah.
It's like I had my music Finder. I thought I was just deleting the shortcut, and I was like, wow, there's 50,000 files being deleted all of a sudden in my trash. I'm like, oh. That is my entire first album. All the stems are completely gone. I just have the WAV files. I had to have the guy that mastered them send me the WAV files. That's the only reason I had the WAV files.
They better be mastered perfectly,
Well, they are, because I can't change them now, baby.
I know.
Oh, it's so funny. So yes, I relate to that very much. That was killer, man. I would love to do a cover of it, but not if DJ Gino's gonna rip me apart on YouTube.
Have you ever watched? Do you have? Have you ever watched your old, like, early, like your first videos?
Yeah, I
wanna
reacted
die
to my first reaction.
I want to die.
Oh, it's horrible. But I actually take pride in it because somebody was literally just talking to me about, like, they were like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel. I like you're like some of the things that you were saying, like the production on your channel is so fantastic. I'm like, dude, go back to like a year, 2, 3 years, like go watch, 6-month periods, and you'll see how I got here. It's like I didn't start here. I literally started filming vertical videos on my iPhone.
Me too. That's the whole reason. I just wanted to check my camera phone to see if it was possible.
Exactly.
And then now I have this whole setup.
Exactly. And
where's your mic, bro? Where's your mic?
It's how can I show you? Here, if you join my live stream, like are you watching the live stream?
Yeah.
Okay, so in like however delayed it is, you can see my setting in 2 seconds, because I'll put it on the screen. So hold on a sec. Okay. So you'll just see me. So whenever it shows up, I have you over there. So that's DJ Jino on that screen. But I actually I'm looking at him in that monitor right there, which is the teleprompter. My microphone that you hear me, Jino, is right. Oh gosh. Hold on. Well, the microphone that you hear me on is right here. That's the microphone that I hear. That's the stream. Yeah, that's a Blue Yeti. And then the microphone that the stream hears is right here. So I have 2 different microphones. And then we have this set up over here, which is what I'm streaming from and what I'm like monitoring things through. So that's the 2 different computer setups. No, that's actually just an iPad that I'm able to use through Streamlabs, which is cool. It's actually a really cool feature. So hold on, we're going back to the live, and then what do you mean? Like audio interface?
Yeah.
Focusrite Scarlett,
Okay.
the 2i4,
Uh-huh.
which is I think was like 100 to 150, $200.
Yeah. Actually, if you upgrade your audio interface, the sound quality of the songs you play through YouTube it's a lot better.
Really?
Yep.
That is interesting. What do you use?
I use something called an SSL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're which one?
No, I don't use the full rack. There's a smaller consumer version, SSL2 Plus.
I was literally
So
I was looking at them yesterday, like, because I was curious, like,
Yeah.
because the industry standard is becoming the Apollo, like the
Yeah. But that's overkill.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, is it really worth the the $1,000 to $1,500 that compared to $200?
The only thing, Apollo runs its plugins on board
Yes.
on their board.
Universal Audio, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a good enough computer, you don't really need that.
That's
So
true.
the audio interfaces, like the past 2 years, have really skyrocketed the quality. So there's 2 that you really want to look into: the SSL2 or the Mo2 M2. Those have really good transistors, so the quality of your audio will definitely be a lot better. And I can't believe you're using a Blue Yeti. I would think you would have.
That's only for the interview. So that's only you hear that microphone. Nobody else hears that
okay.
microphone. They're hearing this MXR microphone. That it's 2 different setups. But I record with something different. Like my actual recording, the one I'm singing, I'm using a Neumann.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I mean, it's not like it was $1,000 that I bought used. It wasn't like a 50, because you could go into these studios, man.
Yeah.
You use these
$10,000, $20,000.
Oh my gosh, the what are they called? The oh shoot, the ones that were from like the World War II era. Is it the Neumanns? I think it might be. Like
the original.
The U40s or something, U48s
Yeah.
that are
Those
like
are Neumanns.
literally $50,000 microphones.
Yeah.
It's insane. So what was it? It was the Mo 2 you were saying? I'm typing it in so I forget. So I don't forget it.
Mo2 M2 or the SSL. Those, you can't go wrong with either of those. Do you have anything to boost up your mic levels? Do you use that? Because the Scarlett's doesn't have enough power to feed a hungry mic.
So I'm actually like the Phantom Power you're talking about, or
Yeah.
So I have Phantom Power, but I'm also actually running the microphone through like a little mixer board. and then that mixer board goes into the computer actually. So actually, the Scarlett isn't even being touched for the microphone setup, except for when I'm recording vocals.
Do you run plugins like sound plugins through OBS?
No, not. There might be a slight compressor. Really, really.
That's
What do you?
Game changer, because you can use all the plugins you use for music creation in OBS. Because if you press on your right click on your mouse, go to filters, you can add plugins, VST 2.0 plugins.
Really? So I have. Interesting. So I only thought that you could use the ones that they allow. So like I did their like stock.
Actually, that's a feature of OBS Classic, not.
Oh, okay. Because I have like their stock. Because like the ones I see like noise suppressor, polarity, noise gate, compressor, limiter, and expander. But
no, you can actually use your own. If you go use the regular OBS, you can use all of them, like whatever you have.
That is really interesting.
Yeah, you can do some crazy stuff with that.
Yeah, I bet. The chat are so funny, man. That's so they're just funny people, like third wheeling. Oh man. So let's see if the chat has any questions for DJ Jino. We gotta put you in the hot seat, man. You putting me in the hot. I probably have pit stains right now. Yeah, I think I do have pit stains. Look at that. Yeah, look at you. You're too clean. You're too clean, man. You're too clean. So we need to know what the chat says.
I knew that.
The first one about your dad. That's too funny.
My real name is Jino, Jino. My legal name.
What does that mean?
Jino?
Oh, how about this? You made me check out a song. I should have you check out Cypher. We'll do it live here.
No.
That's funny. I like your setup though, man. I like it's got a. Is that your apartment or is it a hotel that you're in? It's cool. It's a cool vibe.
It's just a regular.
Also, the view you have looks sick. Like the skyline.
Yeah,
that's cool. Oh, have you said how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 33.
I don't know.
How old are you?
Gina, I'm 26.
You're 26?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're young.
Yeah, I started shaving when I was in 7th grade, so
oh my god,
I hit puberty young.
Wow.
Oh, that's a cool question. Are you reading anything at the time at this moment?
I am. I just finished Project Hail Mary. Amazing book. That's the best book I've read in like the past 3-4 years.
Really?
I like space science fiction books. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. These days, I got caught in this phase. Yeah.
So I put a poll on my channel yesterday, and I'm getting people to vote. Like, you know how you can put those polls up? Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Yeah. They're Harry Potter.
What are you, though? What do you choose?
Oh, me? Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah, okay. Who's they? They are Harry Potter, you mean?
No, I mean like the audience.
They are. Dude, it was tremendous. The results were like tremendously Harry Potter. I was really surprised with it. If we go to the chat or the thing really quick, it was like 75%.
Yeah.
Harry, I was really surprised.
Do you drink, Jacob?
I do.
Next time I'm in New York, I'm gonna get you drunk.
We have to definitely get together when you were when do you come to New York?
I used to go to New York like on a monthly basis to transport rescue animals, but
that's cool.
But the U.S. is not accepting rescue animals from Kuwait for the next year or two, so I don't have a chance to make it up to New York. But I used to always stay in Williamsburg.
Really? Yeah.
For a night.
One night? That's it? And then you fly right out? I used
to leave on Thursday, come back on Sunday. So literally one night, and I'm just loaded with alcohol when I board the flight. Because, alcohol is not legal in this country.
Really? So,
which makes the alcohol taste a little bit better.
It's like it's called the cookie jar syndrome, where it's like you tell a kid, like the kid has no idea, doesn't even want anything. As soon as you tell him you can't have that cookie in that jar, he's like, that's all he wants now. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna drink it all. I'm gonna drink it all.
That's so wild. So, yeah, man. When are you coming? Well, let me ask you this: are you coming to the U.S. anytime soon, even if it's not New York?
I don't know yet. I will know in the next month or so.
Where? So last time we were talking, I want to say, were you in Atlanta or
DC? DC.
Okay. Because I was doing like a little
Are
travel.
you cheating on me? How many reactors are in your life? Huh? I want to know.
I'm doing a little
Who's the best reactor you've ever had?
Oh, DJ Jino. Not even a question. DJ Jino.
Good answer.
Talking in the third person though, like I'm talking about you. Absolutely. But what was I saying? I'm doing like this little tour of visiting people I've met in these interviews. So I'm flying. I'm like the beginning of September. I'm flying down to Nashville, and then I'm also flying to LA. And like if you were like in the US, I'd come visit you in DC.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll be there in New York sooner or later.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
And then we'll do.
I'm gonna get you really drunk.
I don't know.
Anybody who drinks with me gets really, really drunk.
Oh man, that's funny. What do you like drinking?
Whiskey or vodka?
Oh, whiskey's my drink of choice.
Yeah, okay.
I like whiskey a lot. Do you mix it though, or do you drink it straight?
Straight.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Ice.
On the rocks. I feel like such a jerk why can't we just say with ice? Like every time they're like, "Oh, how do you want your whiskey?" Like I just say with I typically like it by itself. Like I like what's called neat. But I feel like such a, I'll
Neat's worse, bro. Neat's worse.
what do you, no, I'm just saying like the term, like on the rocks or neat. Well, I don't drink it like a shot. I sip it. But like
okay.
I'm just saying, like it's just funny how like the term like they just seem like so like snooty,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's like, but I'll just say I'll take it by myself, and they don't understand what that means, you know what I mean? So like then I have like they're like, what do you mean? Like, and I'm like, oh, like without ice, and like, oh neat. I'm like, yeah, I just didn't want to sound like a jerk, like a snoot. Like I'll take my whiskey neat, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those funny things, man. But yeah, I actually named, so there's a whiskey over here that's called Bullet. It's a bourbon. And they have a bunch like Bullet Rye, Bullet Bourbon.
Sounds dangerous.
But my dog's named Bullet after Bullet Bourbon.
Oh, wow.
So I definitely enjoy it.
Nice. Yep. So you're going to get really drunk.
I don't know about that, Gino. I don't know about that. But we'll definitely have a good time for sure.
Okay.
People are saying that I have to be the DD, the designated driver.
No, Uber. Uber's like the best invention ever.
It's hashtag save Jacob in the live stream right now.
And then we'll go live.
Oh man, that's too funny, man.
And then I'll ask you to name the BTS.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. So when you're drinking in Kuwait though, is it in Kuwait or is it
Yeah.
You have to leave Kuwait?
No, in Kuwait.
Can you drink at home? You just can't drink publicly.
Well, I mean, you're not allowed to. It's illegal everywhere. Just buy, sell. But
Gino, we're gonna do live stream from Gino from jail.
Don't talk about jail. They know about my history.
So somebody, that's funny, man. Like it's like we'll start talking about something, but somebody mentioned that like a half an hour ago about something about jail, and I just don't I don't even get the reference until you bring it up. Or like the first thing that was brought up, like literally the first comment was something about that song was have me listen to that song. Yeah. So it's just funny how like they're like way ahead of us in this chat. It's like almost like they're instead of a lag, they're like ahead of us. They're guiding us, subconsciously guiding the conversation.
ED.
So what's the story?
Gino and jail. So I play a lot of content that's not permissible on YouTube. And it's like a running joke because have you ever gotten that? Like just the stream stops and then
yeah.
but I don't care. I just do it, and
Uh-huh.
it's a very common thing on my live stream. So they always call Gino's going to jail, and I've been like suspended on Twitter and like
Really?
Discord, Kakao, any platform I'm on, I've been suspended or in some form of fashion, and I've been to literal jail more than 5 times in my life.
Oh my gosh.
I've been to worse places than jail too. Like
What is that? Spill the beans on that one. What's worse than jail?
long-term jail.
Oh, like, hey, I'm serving serving a sentence kind of thing.
When they give you actual clothes to wear. long-term.
Have you explained? Have you explained why?
No, they don't know why.
I guarantee it probably has something to do with alcohol, Gino.
Mostly does.
How long were you in it for?
I will not get into
The details of jail.
not at this time.
Oh, look at that! There it is.
My. There's no coming back from this. Like I can't cool it down. That's a battery. Oh my god.
Now it's a straight up. Here, I'll turn my camera off, and it'll be a black screen.
No,
it'll just be a straight
sign.
straight
This
podcast.
is a sign saying, Gino,
Oh,
you're talking too much.
That's too funny, man. All right, so we can wrap it up then. We can wrap it up. I bet you told the battery to die so you didn't have to tell that jail story.
I'm cutting it really close.
Yeah, they're cutting it really close right there. Exactly. You're like, okay, I can bring up jail as soon as my battery's on 1%.
Okay, so last question, Jacob. Decalcomania, 0 to 100. What's your rating?
Oh, okay. First time hearing, I would give that. I don't like being too generous with my ratings. I don't typically rate things actually, just because I don't know. I don't like being like I don't like when people are like, oh, it's 9 out of 10. I'm like, so everything else is below it. Like no, like. So if that's gonna be the case, if I would rate that, I'd probably rate it in the mid 80s, but that would mean that I'd have to lower my permission to dance rating. So I'd actually lower my permission to dance
Yeah,
to 60 to 65 in the 60s, and then I would say the professional
I'm gonna
version,
lower, and I have to lower my rating to permission to dance to 60.
Yeah, exactly.
Relative.
Exactly, and then that means my professional version of it of permission to dance would be probably like in the 70s, and I would rate this, being that I only heard it, one time, and I've also heard it kind of in a janky setup because I heard it in my headphones and through the live speakers. I'd give it like an 85 because it was good, but it wasn't like it didn't give me goosebumps on the first time I heard it. There's you're the worst, man. You're the worst. You're the worst. Last time I have DJ Jino on this chat.
Jungle fans, leave a comment down below. All right.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That's a respectable rating.
It was. I enjoyed it. So I enjoyed it enough for me to like consider doing a cover of it.
Comment down below, guys. Jacob, this was so fun, bro.
Yeah, man, it was a pleasure. I always enjoy chatting with you guys. We have to do a part 3. We have to make them, make them want it, and then when they're ready, they get a part 3.
Alrighty.
So what I assume is we'll do part 3, probably on Zoom, and then part 4 has to be in person.
Okay. At the bar.
All right, man. Always a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Definitely go check out Jino's channel. Go check out the rest of the stuff. Consider subscribing here and checking out my original music. And I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless and peace out.